Just so I do in fact comment on the drawing before I get into the real meat of this video, I'm drawing one of Vflower's new winter designs. They were recently released and they are absolutely adorable, and I felt I had to do something for it, so that's what's going on in the picture there. Okay, so this is kind of a follow-up video from the How to Illustrate for Vocaloid tutorial thing. As I probably should have assumed, the very next question from people was, well, how do you actually get to illustrate for producers? I can't answer this on any kind of objective level because I'm sure each illustrator is different, but I'll give you some quick Ekkoberry lore, my thoughts, and then what I think is probably the best approach to getting involved in this sort of thing if it is really something that you would want to do. Before anything though, I would like to say that it is just content creation. Like, I do get it. I know that I personally used to have this idea that some content within the Vocaloid fandom was more official than other content, but it really is honestly all on the same level, and I think that's important to keep in mind, that we're all fan creators here, so please, to any artists out there, try not to write off covers or anything like that, and budding musicians too. I see that happen quite a bit, and like, art is cool. I'm an illustrator, I really do like art, but music really is the bread and butter of this fandom, so just kind of keep that in mind, I suppose. So I'd like to properly start off by saying that the amount of producers on the western side of the fandom that have been consistently producing content for years is actually fairly small, especially when compared to the Japanese side, and those looking for artists is an even smaller group within that, as many kind of both do music and the art. Or there's an established team already there, like with me and Kira. So with Kira and I, we've been friends since he was literally 12. I remember because he used to make those "hey guys, I'm 12" jokes in chat, and we only found later that he wasn't actually joking about that. Cheese was the one who brought us together, and we started doing Utah things, and in the Utah fandom is where we both sort of picked up the skills and the collaboration experience to work together on the stuff that we do now. We just kind of grew together organically. There wasn't a single moment where I became his artist, and rather it was just kind of a process of me being his friend and then being consistently available to draw for him when he started producing the content that he does now. And because I come from that kind of experience, that's going to be my main recommendation in giving advice here and now. Building up relationships within this fandom is really, really important. This community is small and close-knit, and everything that I've ever taken part in has been a direct result of my friends and friendships. I've seen firsthand that there's a lot of artists who directly offer art to producers, and I think it's of course good to make sure that they know of you, but I don't know if I've ever seen that work unless you're already friends with that person in the first place. And you only really need to offer maybe once or twice, and then they'll be aware that you have interest in that. So, yeah. I'd start by trying to have more of a presence of your own first within the community and make sure that they know of you. There's a million ways to do this, but social media is, of course, very important. Being active on there. I'd recommend Twitter specifically, and Vocaloid Amino, though that is more of a fan-focused thing, but I think that's what's so great about it. There's such a genuine love for Vocaloid there, which I really, really like. Maybe Discord groups too, but I'm usually a bit anxious with those in particular, so I find the first two more comfortable, but you know, whatever works for you. There's a lot of community things to take part in as well. There are yearly Vocaloid collaborations. The Kagame and Ekko collab just finished for this year, and I took part in it back in, I think, 2014? Yeah, and then projects like zines sometimes. In 2017 there was Utawa Vision, and now there's going to be a similar chorus battle style event thing run by the Utawa Human Project, and I'm actually going to be a judge for that. I'll leave a link for some info on that because it's just about to start, and there's just so much of the Utawa community and the Vocaloid community that overlap. And Utawa, I think by its very nature, it kind of requires you to produce content, and I know I found that to be really good practice. You can also find cover artists that you really like and maybe help them out. Utaites too. I do that myself on occasion. To be honest, it's kind of fun drawing characters outside the usual group of Vocaloids. And also just fan art for things that you love in general. Being an artist is a skill set, and using that is not a bad thing at all. I think more than anything, demonstrating your ability within the fandom is what is going to get you noticed above anything else. And then I think the last thing I have to say on this is that time is a huge factor. It's going to take time for friendships to develop, for you as an artist to grow and evolve within the community, and for people to notice you, and that's normal. I've been here since 2011 myself. There's plenty of people in the community that have been here a lot longer than me, and it is only within the past 2 years that I've really been doing anything Vocaloid video-wise. So that's about it really. This kind of turned into more of a how to get noticed kind of talk, but illustrating for Vocaloid songs is just about getting involved and then in turn being noticed by the community. I can't tell you who's going to be making music for this community in the future, so it's a good idea just to start, to be there, to be a part of the community and create content, and then sort of see what comes as a result of that. I hope at the very least this was motivational. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to comment and I'll do my best to answer. Thank you very much for watching.